Hi! This is part 2 of my January book haul. If you have not seen part 1 yet, there will be a card in the top right corner where you can click and watch it, or in the description of course. Here's some books that I either got from friends or from publishers to review. And I'm going to start off with The Mystery of the Clockwork Sparrow by Katherine Woodfine, who if you went to Young Adult LitCon last year, you will probably know. This has been out for a while. The second one I think is about to come out, which hopefully I should get a copy of. She is a lovely, lovely person and the book's done really well. And so I was excited to check it out. Obviously really, really lovely cover. It says Sinclair's here. And the end papers are these lovely illustrations of these ladies. I received this from Egmont, the publisher. If I'm not mistaken, this is a middle grade book, but it is set in a department store and the back cover actually looks like an invitation to attend the big opening. Now I actually quite a while ago watched Mr. Selfridge, which is about Selfridges, which I really enjoyed. This has a quite similar setting. It says, gasp as our bold heroines, Miss Sophie Taylor and Miss Lillian Rose, break codes, devour ice buns, and vow to bring the villains to justice. Now for some more blue books, because they're always my favorite. The Trouble with Goats and Sheep by Joann Cannon. Now this might be hard to read, but it's sort of indented. Part whodunit, part coming of age. This is a gripping debut about the secrets behind every door. I received this from HarperCollins, and I think this is one of their big literary titles of the year. It's about two 10-year-olds and a mystery that they try and solve. And the description ends with a quote that says, beware of straying from the flock, for fear you'll be left out in the cold. I feel like this is probably one of those books that no description will do it justice until you actually read it. Then I got some books from Pat Macmillan in a Christmas package that arrived slightly late because there was some trouble delivering it, but I still wanted to show you some of the books in it. I actually did a full unboxing on Snapchat. My Snapchat is Books and Quills if you're interested. The first one is Nick Middleton's An Atlas of Countries That Don't Exist, which is a compendium of 50 unrecognized and largely unnoticed states. If you can see, it has a bit of a cutout in there. So here's an example. This one is Suborga, declared independent from Italy after a referendum in 1995. And as you can see here, this is a cutout, and so you go here and then you can learn a little bit more about it. I really love maps, so I'm just gonna have a peruse of that one. And in the same package I also got Dan and Sam, a graphic novel by Mark Watson and Oliver Harud, which is about a married couple who own a restaurant in London, about what happens when one of them dies. They can return to that person for one night every year, as long as he remains in love with her. Next is a book from Ebury. I work at Penguin Random House now, and so I will probably be able to get my hands on loads of cool proof copies, and this is one of the ones that was on my desk. And it only says it on the spine because it's a proof copy. The End of the World Running Club. On the cover it says, achieve the impossible, will lose your family forever. This is sort of apocalyptic novel set in the UK. Obviously I haven't read it yet, but I will definitely report back. And then finally, the lovely Jean from Bookish Thoughts sent me the second volume of The Unwritten. You might remember I did a review of the first one and I liked it. Didn't know if I liked it enough to buy the second one, but she actually had it and she didn't particularly like it, so she passed it on to me to read, so thank you very much, Jean. If you haven't heard about this before, this is the sort of, not quite a parody of Harry Potter, but it's kind of like Simon Snow in Fangirl is obviously Harry Potter. Tommy Taylor in this is also obviously Harry Potter, but it's about a young man whose dad got really famous for writing the Tommy Taylor series, and he's also called Tom, and his dad disappeared, and so he's just making money by going from convention to convention, and slowly the world of Tommy Taylor starts to seep into the real world. Alrighty, that was it. All the books I talked about will be in the description. I hope you enjoyed this double bill book haul, and I will talk to you guys later. Doei!
Hello me cool.